The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 289. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on the show today. She is a part-time model, and she's here today to share her story and tips on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Khin Coco. Khin, how are you today? Maybe you can learn a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Yes, actually, I'm very fine. So I'm from Myanmar, and then I'm 23 this year. So since 6 years ago, I came to Singapore. Actually, I have been grown up in like a little conservative cultural background, which is being influenced by Burmese people. Because actually, even in Asia, Burmese are a little bit more conservative in the woman culture. So when I came to Singapore 6 years ago, I be like quite culture shock. I have suffered from like very, very big kind of culture shock because everything here is a little bit different compared to my country. And actually I was so young because I was 17 at that time, and I came alone to Singapore without my parents. So yeah, it's a little bit hard time for my life.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And I'm sure it's scary for you to, move to a different country and be by yourself and still be able to, still be able to live your life and, have fun and keep going. So thanks for sharing that. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
My favorite self-confidence quote is, I am not what has happened to me, and I am what I choose to become.
I like that because a lot of people, they base their experiences on the past, not realizing that it's already happened and, you can't do anything about it. You can just keep moving and learn from your mistakes, and, you can change, who you want to be in an instant, or you can change your circumstances pretty much
Exactly.
At the snap of your fingers. So,
yes, because most of the time, at the first time I was being withdrawn in the class, I was be very, very, very quiet girl in the class, and I always get negative feedback from people in my class about my skinny figure. So yeah, actually there were some days I ended up with crying in the corner of the room because actually there is nobody, no family members who can support me like emotionally. I was like all the way alone, and then I was really down at the time, like 6 years ago.
Yeah, totally. So I'm glad you're able to, change your circumstances, even though, when you first got to Singapore, it was probably scary and you felt like you were by yourself. So glad you're able to come out of that. And, how would you define self-confidence?
My self-confidence?
Yeah,
okay, actually, to me, right, I am the only one who is responsible for my own happiness. So confidence is being who you are, and then if you want to see the person who can change your tomorrow, you better get a mirror because you are the only one person who can change your tomorrows.
I like that. It's so true. A lot of people feel like they blame other people for their circumstances, not realizing that they can change everything in an instant. That's their responsibility to go out there and do the thing that will make them happy, do the thing that they love to do. Like what you did, you just decided to move from Myanmar to Singapore, not knowing anybody, all alone, and probably scary, but you did it anyway. And I mean, I see you, a lot of people love what you do and they just love what you're doing. So sometimes you just got to take that chance. So great definition. And, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Okay, so actually, after a year in Singapore, I see myself as like, I have skin. I'm quite skinny enough to be a model. And of course, since young, I like to be photographed in many ways. So I found myself that, well, maybe modeling gonna be my thing. And since then, I start chasing after the opportunities as any way as I can. Actually, it was quite tough because I'm being a foreigner here, as well as like very newbie to be very new to this Singapore industry. And then I don't know anybody. I just came in and, I want to be a model. I want to be an model. It's not really an easy thing at all after all. But together with my humble personality and polite attitude, adding on with my self-motivated, I always motivate myself all the time, and I really found myself.
Thanks for sharing that. So, I mean, what was that point in your life when you realized you were, more than enough, which gave you that, motivation to keep going to
Yep.
pursue becoming a model? What was that aha moment?
Okay, so actually until now I feel myself that I still haven't reached my goal yet. However, I still have to go a lot further. However, I'm getting appreciated in Singapore fashion industry as the only one model from Myanmar because in Myanmar, I mean, there are like quite rare internationally recognized model from Myanmar, and then anyway in Singapore, I has been realized as one, and this is really a lot motivated for me to push further.
Thanks for sharing that. And it's great that, when like a country can accept you for who you are, it can just open so many doors for you. It can give you that motivation to keep going and to see what else you can do out there. And, because of that, what's your life been like now?
I was totally different from previous person, and I always like to motivate others to be confident about who you are because there is nobody who had changed me. It's only myself, and I really try to able to find myself who I really want to be. And now I'm on the track, so it's like every day I feel that I really have a life, which I have never seen before because I'm doing all the things I love.
That's awesome. And it's great when you can go out there and do something that you love versus, doing something that you're told to do. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes a big difference, not just on how you live and just your mindset and who you are as a person.
Exactly.
And so, that's great that you're going out there doing what you love and inspiring others at the same time. And, to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey of self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
Okay, so I just want to tell them that to love who you are because everyone has the flaw, but you have to make research on how to improve them. I also have my flaws, but I always, try to cover it up. I mean, not to be covered up, but you have to really find yourself, not to show off all your flaws to others. To change your weakness to your strength, always remember, only you can create your better tomorrow.
I love it. Those are great tips, and it's so true. I mean, we all have flaws. We can learn how to change them or learn from them or better ourselves, but in the end, it's up to us to change for a better tomorrow, like you mentioned, which I love. It's true. Like, everything is just up to us. It's our responsibility, because if we don't do anything, that's how we get stuck and not do anything in life. And
yes, exactly.
And that's how, most people are feeling like they're trapped or they're sad or they feel like they can't do anything because they're just sitting there not doing anything at all. So great tips that you mentioned. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yes, of course. Actually, everybody can follow me on my Facebook because Facebook is the most active of social media which I'm using currently. And the next thing is on Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram via COCO_YON.
Thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Khin, you can also head on over to theselfconfidence.com and search for Khin's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I just want to thank Khin for taking the time to share her story with us. So thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you too.
Not a problem. It was great having you on and share your story. And be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Sign up for our free membership site to get more amazing resources for self-confidence by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.